welcome to Let's Get Stringing. I just cut out my head Radical MP oxalic version recently, just strung with Luxilon Savage black string. It's the 1.27mm gauge. I don't know if they call that 16L or 17. Matter of fact, I have it right here. Still got it in some reels left. It's 127mm for sure. Yeah, it just says 127. They don't even assign a gauge number to it. On the back of the package, on a scale of 0 to 10, it has a durability of 8, power of 9, control of 10, and comfort level of a 7 rating. So the reason why I strung it up with the Black Savage was that I used to use it when I used my Wilson Clash Pro racket. I remember it gave me pretty good spin and control. Although in the recent couple of years I haven't used it because I've switched rackets and I've used different strings, and pretty much recently my go-to string is the Solinco Hybrid G17. But I decided to give it a try again, strung it up. So here's what I feel about it. I strung it up on September the 10th. So it's not even, it's only about like 2 weeks of time maybe. Played with it for three or four sessions. And initially it was still too harsh on this stick with my recently injured wrist. I feel that maybe a thinner gauge would suit me better. And on a spin department with this racket, this string Savage with this racket, I didn't get back the same amount of spin that I used to have on a Clash racket. And I did feel like it's stiffer, you know, with a lot of vibration transferred into my arms. So when I swing at the ball, I have to have a pretty firm grip. And compare with some other easier strings, you know, thinner gauge Hybrid G, 17 gauge, 1.2mm, for example, it's just harder to maneuver with this stiffer string. In my current condition, that is. Because on my other Radical, I have the Hybrid G on there, so immediately as soon as I switched back to that racket, you know, I was just hitting much easier with, you know, more power and everything. But that's not to say that this is a bad string. And I also do think that certain strings match up with certain rackets, just depending on how they complement the string, how the string complements the racket. I do remember that 2 years ago when I put it in the Wilson Clash, because that racket has such a low RA, it's like some crazy low number in the 50s. Any sort of stiffness from the string can easily be absorbed into the soft frame, because that frame bends a lot. So in that regard, this Savage Black worked much better in that softer racket, you know, than it is in this Radical MP. Because this Radical MP, in terms of in the power department, is not as powerful as the Clash. You know, the beam thickness is thinner. Even though the RA number is at a 65, you know, relatively speaking, is not a stiff racket, but compared to the Clash's, you know, number in the 50s, it's much stiffer. That's why overall, you know, with this combination of Black Savage in this racket, I feel more vibration into my arms. That's why I'm cutting it out today. So I just figured I'd document my thoughts when I cut it out, and I'll make a separate video when I go to restring this frame with this next string of choice that I'm going with is recently acquired RPM Blast 18 gauge. I mean, 10-15 years ago I tried RPM Blast most likely 16 or 17 gauge once, and I stayed off of it for 10-15 years because I just remember that thing was so hard and it's so bad for my arm. I never tried it again, but I got 3 packs of this stuff on sale. It's 18 gauge, 1.20mm. So I'm gonna record myself stringing it, and after I play for a while, I'll record some feedback on it. thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I should see you next time.